Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with a video review of the Nokia Lumia 510. This is the rock bottom price point for a Windows Phone Lumia, starting in the sub $200 without the contract and available in various flashy colors. The price range and color scheme indicated it is geared towards emerging economies and the younger crowd. And that's where the Lumia 510 is headed indeed. This soapy-shaped phone is built solid without any creaks and crevices around the chassis. It is also relatively thin and light compared to some other affordable smartphones we've seen in handheld. Nokia has even thrown in a painted metal band around the sides, which adds to the rigidity of the phone and ups the build materials mojo a bit. The rounded corners plus tapered back with soft touch finish make it very comfortable to hold and easy to operate with one hand as well. All three buttons here on the side, the lock and power key, the volume rocker and the two-stage shutter button are easy to find and press with deep tactile feedback. The 4-inch screen is recessed for added protection. So the phone lies on the edges of the metal rim that surrounds the phone, thus avoiding scratches when face down. The display is with 480 by 800 pixels of resolution, which brings in a good 233 ppi pixel density number. Viewing angles are pretty decent as well, but brightness is not that high and the reflectance ratio seems to be high, so viewing it comfortably outside is a challenge at times. Let's have a look at the interface. Our Lumia 510 unit came with Windows 7.8 pre-installed, so you can resize the live tiles and have all the other goodies that come with this version of Windows Phone, besides the exclusive apps like ringtone maker here and the Nokia Drive free offline voice guided navigation. Nokia has thrown in TuneIn Radio and this app highlights hub, which shows curated applications you may want to install. Silicon wise, the Lumia 510 seems pretty weak with an 800 MHz single core processor inside, just 256 megabytes of RAM and mere 4 gigabytes of internal memory. The interface moves briskly despite the sub 1 GHz processor, yet you can feel a difference in comparison with powerhouses like the Lumia 920, for example. Don't expect performance wonders while opening apps as well, playing games or taking pictures, but if you're willing to live with a bit of weight, the phone runs most apps fine, excluding some that still have issues with 256 megabytes of RAM. What is more likely to draw your ire towards the Lumia 510 engineers is the lack of micro SD card slot with just 4 gigabytes of internal memory, of which actually only about 2.5 gigabytes are user available. You will be constantly forced to delete or transfer stuff away from the phone, not to mention if you decide to load a few Nokia maps for offline navigation or load up on movies. There are always these 7 gigabytes of free storage in SkyDrive, but you have to be connected to the web to utilize that. The mobile Internet Explorer browser is pretty quick, renders the pages well. Even complex ones like our homepage, and deals with zooming and scrolling in a commendable manner, considering the phone's fairly weak specs. There's of course no Adobe Flash support, but you can see most everything else get rendered correctly. And the viewing experience is decent enough on the 4-inch screen with 233 ppi. Pixel density for more than just a quick check of something. This phone is good for browsing, no doubt about that, for its affordable price point. Nokia Lumia 510 comes with a 7.2 megabits per second 3G radio with bands depending on the region it is sold at. It also has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, assisted GPS, FM radio, and that's about it. And the wired connectivity is done via simple micro USB port, conveniently located at the bottom of the phone. The Windows Phone music player categorizes your tunes by artists, albums, playlists, and even genres. But for equalizer presets, you have to visit the settings app beforehand. It is also able to run in the background and can be managed from the lock screen, as you can see, which comes in handy. The phone's loudspeaker is of average quality, both in terms of strength and sound quality, as you can hear, feeling rather flat and tinny, especially at the highest volume, but nothing better or worse than other smartphones out there. Video playback goes up to HD clips without a hitch, as you can see, despite the humble processing power, but only MPEG-4 files are supported, as usual. The 5 megapixel camera on the back of the handset lacks an LED flash next to it, so low light shots get more than the usual hit here. There's no front-facing camera either. Graced with the typical Windows Phone 7.8 camera interface, Lumia 510 allows for adjustments in the contrast, brightness, saturation of the photos and videos you're about to capture, as well as a number of scene presets you see here, like beach, candlelight, landscape, night portrait. There's even a macro mode, which comes in handy. Photos themselves come out a bit soft, but the colors are accurate and detail is plenty, which is more than we expected from the phone's price point. There are a few white balance issues here and there, like with sky clouds going purple at points, but we've encountered those on much more expensive handsets too. The big letdown is the video definition, as the Lumia 510 shoots footage in VGA only, which runs crisp and with fluid 30 frames per second, but in this day and age of 1080 phones is nothing to write home about. There are no overly weak points in the Lumia 510 performance, and Nokia has even managed to create an above average looking and feeling 4-inch handset for its sub $200 price point without a contract. What will make many potential buyers turn away from the phone though is the lack of a micro SD slot for storage expansion. There are a few Windows Phone handsets out there which will offer more than the Lumia 510's near 4 GB of storage for about the same or a little higher price, like the Lumia 710 and even the 610. If you mainly use your handset for talking, navigation, quick browsing and taking pictures though, the Lumia 510 is a pretty good choice, as it makes very decent photos and the browser performs well. If you venture outside the Windows Phone world, however, a sea of Android handsets awaits you at rock bottom prices, like the LG Optimus L5 for example, which goes for about the same money, also with a 4-inch screen and 5 megapixel camera, but offers all the advantages of Android and its application store. So in a nutshell, the pros for the phone are its good picture quality, free voice-guided navigation with Nokia Drive, and this well-built, pleasant to hold and look at chassis, while the negatives are just 4 GB of storage with no memory card slot for expansion. Also, some apps won't run with just 256 megabytes of RAM, and the phone's microphone sometimes relays your voices a tad distorted to the other end. This was a video review of the Nokia Lumia 510 from PhoneArena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.